Good morning. Welcome back to Ladybug Grace, Daily Devotional Edition. Today is not May 20th. That was yesterday. I must not have refreshed it right. Just bear with me. Here we go. The importance of prayer partners is today's message. Today is Thursday, May 21st. But before we get deep into it, our prayer. Father, as I read and receive your word, may it deeply be rooted in me, so when difficulty comes, it'll be your word that encourages and strengthens me. So beyond that, the message is the Lord doesn't expect us to fight our battles alone. Be willing to accept or give help when needed. And we're going to be in Ecclesiastes. Did I say it right? Okay. 4 verses 9 to 12. Two are better than one. Is that showing correctly? Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. For if either of them falls, the one will lift up his companion. But woe to the one who falls when there is not another to lift him up. Furthermore, if two lie down together, they keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? And if one can overpower him who is alone, two can resist him. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly torn apart. Okay, so today's message, I've got to figure out my, here we are on this side. Try holding your arms up in the air for as long as you can. No matter how strong you are, eventually you find it impossible to keep them raised. In Exodus 17, 8-16, Moses was faithfully praying on a hill while his soldiers were below, fighting the Amalekites. As long as his arms were raised, the Israelites prevailed, but he couldn't maintain his posture on his own for very long. He needed Aaron and Hur to hold up his hands. The Lord never expected Moses to do the job by himself, nor does he expect such a thing of us. That isn't how he operates. God has built his church in such a way that the world will recognize Christians by their love towards one another. We are ultimately dependent on God, but as believers, we're likewise interdependent upon each other. Everybody needs an Aaron and a Hur. People who can hold us helps us in our intercessions before the Lord. Ask God to bring people into your life who can faithfully and lovingly lift you up in prayer without judging you or expecting anything from you in return. And ask the Lord to open your eyes to those around you who need an Aaron and a Hur in their life. I know with me personally, I've always been the Aaron and the Hur in this example. Very rarely do I look to others for help because I don't have that in this life. I have my mom and my brother, and that's really about it. There isn't anyone I can really call on and expect them to be there to help me. I've had people in my past where I could do that, but in my current situation, I don't really have that. To the point also is I don't want to bother people because everyone's busy. They have their lives. They have families. They have a husband. They have whatever the case may be. So I try not to be a bother to anybody, and I just try to figure it out is what I always say. I'll figure it out. Pray to God and find a way to do that. And usually I just, like I said, I figure it out. I've relied on my brother a lot. And but there's only so much he's capable of doing too, and so it's hard. And that's why I always say I need to find a good husband that can be, to be supportive. I really miss that. I miss having that support structure, I have to say. So treasure it if you have it. If you're working towards it, it's a beautiful thing to have. And once it's gone, you realize how much, in my past I had it once and I let it go. And because I thought it was the best decision, and it wasn't. We learn from our mistakes when it comes to that. So anyway, I know in church there are also support structures there too, but I've been disappointed there. There was one time I thought I had something, and I asked somebody if they could help me. For example, I had a surgery to go to. I said, I just need you to bring me and take me home. I don't need anything else. And I could see the look in her face, like it is someone I thought I could realistically ask for help. And then there were excuses. So I know now just to be careful with her. I mean, she's good to sit next to in church. I enjoy her time and so forth. But I know that now. And then I went to the church desk and they found somebody that could assist me as a backup. And I told her, I said, hey, it all worked out. My first plan, I said, I really appreciate you being there. But now I know that if I get in a pickle, I have that backup there for something. If I need, a ride. Because, when you go for surgery, you can't drive yourself. It's just, they frown upon that. You can't even take a ride share. They want someone there. So I understand that. But anyway, and that's the message for today. It's my personal experience. I don't know where you are, but, reflect on it and see how that affects in your life. And have a wonderful day and a blessed day. And I'm getting ready to do the Bible in a year. So we'll see you there. Bye.